it's Angie. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I am doing fair to medium. Uh, Better than yesterday, hopefully not as good as tomorrow. Every day is an improvement, slow but sure. So I'm still in recovery mode from both my colorectal surgery and my tooth removal and denture adventure. Boy, I made a rhyme. And it's slow going. It's very, very slow going. Um, Friends of mine warned me that I shouldn't do both of these things in rapid succession, that I should give my body time to heal. I am stubborn and pig-headed, and I didn't listen, and I thought I was a trooper and that I could just muscle through. And I wish that I had listened to my friends because they did know best in this situation. Had I had it to do over again, I definitely would have staggered the two things so that I wasn't recovering from both at the same time. But you live and you learn, or you'd think by my age you would, know a little bit better by now. But no. I'm, I guess you still live and learn even as you get older. So I am working today on my second. Now, don't get me, I haven't finished the first one, but you guys know how I am. I cannot work on just one project. So I have had this kitted up for over a year, and I never started it. And I figured, what perfect time to start it than for this event. And if you are unaware of what I'm talking about, the event that's happening right now that I am co-hosting with Mindy from Mindy's Diamond Moment and my friend Sue Layden. She doesn't have a channel, but she's co-hosting this event with us, is the Big Bold Beautiful DP event. And it is a combination Instagram and YouTube event. So it's going on through the months of October and November. So it's only October, what is today, the 12th? So you still definitely have time to start. We're just on the second week. So if you have a big canvas, we are working on big canvases. The point of this is to challenge yourself. Break out one of those extra large canvases that you've got in your stash and get some work done on it. Because, we all have those big projects that, we bought with the best of intentions, but then they become daunting. They become, it almost seemed like an insurmountable feat when you think about doing them. So we're focusing on these 2 months, we're focusing on doing diamond paintings that are bigger than 75 by 90 centimeters or bigger, or the equivalent square centimeterage. So if you've got something, if you multiply the length times the width, you'd get the, square centimeters of the project. So as long as that equals 6650 or larger, you're good to go. So that's the length times the width of a 70 by 95. So if you're bigger than 6650 when you measure the length times the width, then you are good to go and you have a canvas that will qualify. And we have got some really great prizes and really amazing sponsors for this event. What we're going to be doing is, if you listen to and watch Mindy and I's weekly WIP and Chats, of which this is mine, and Mindy also posts hers on Wednesdays, we are alternating weeks, and on our designated week, if you comment on, if you're participating in the event and you comment on the WIP and Chat, you will be entered to win one of our weekly prizes. Now, to enter to win the grand prize, you will have to post your picture on Instagram. So we're asking that you only post one picture weekly, and that's with the hashtag Big Bold Beautiful DP on Instagram. So, like I said, we're only in the second week, so you've definitely still got time to join in if you haven't already. This is Sue's week to give away a prize. So what she's going to do, because she does not have a YouTube channel, is she'll be picking her winner via Instagram photos. So this week is Sue's week, and so make sure you've got those pictures posted in Instagram, because that's how she'll be choosing her prize. And she will be announcing her winner. I believe this week she's going to do it in Mindy's Live, because I will not be going live this Saturday. I will get into that in just a little bit. But then next week on my WIP and Chat, I will announce my prize, and then it'll be given away the following week based on comments that are left on next week's WIP and Chat. And then the week after that will be Mindy again. I believe that she announces her winner of the first week's prize today in her WIP and Chat. So I'm not sure. I didn't see this morning if her video had been posted yet or not. But it will be today that she announces her winner. So if you didn't join in yet, you did miss out on 1 week, but that's okay, because like I said, this is a 2-month event, so you've got plenty of chances to win. We have prizes from our generous sponsors, Cover Minders by Shoban, which is an Etsy shop. She has the most gorgeous cover minders, and I'll be showing you those next week when I announce my prize. But you know, she really the cover minders she provided really are sticking with the theme of big, bold, and beautiful. These are gorgeous, gorgeous big cover minders. And if you're unfamiliar with her work, everything is, well, let me show you one of mine that I've got right here. I guess I could show you a couple. This is just one of mine that I happen to have right here. They're all like crystals. They're gorgeous, gorgeous cover minders. She does amazing work. She's my favorite cover minder seller. They're absolutely gorgeous, and nice strong magnets too. So she's one of our sponsors. We also have Bella Art de Nicole has donated some of their Max trays, because of course, being that this is a big, bold, beautiful event, we want everything to be big. We're thinking big. So we have each have a Max tray to give away. And then we also have some special drills from DP with Sparklers to give away for our weekly prizes. And then we also have Craftably as a sponsor, and they will be providing our grand prize. So that is going to be, it's a really exciting event, and I'm really enjoying myself with it. So I mentioned this is my second canvas that I'm working on. If you didn't see, I'm also working on Eye of Venus from Craftably, which is a 100 by 100 centimeter diamond painting. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is a round drill, and here's the sticker. This is what it looks like. So you'll see me during the 2 months work intermittently between this one and Eye of Venus. This is Spirit of Flight by Josephine Wall from Diamond Art Club. And it is a 106 by 70 square drill. I had to get some squares in my life. I've been working on a lot of round drills lately, and I had to get some squares in my life. And the reason why I broke this out, like I said, I had already had it kitted up. I've had it kitted up for about a year. And the reason I decided to work on it was because I am leaving for the Lone Star crafting retreat tonight, middle of the night tonight. And I Eye of Venus is not going to fit on the crafting table space that we have at the retreat. And so I wanted to still work on a canvas that is, for the event, but I couldn't fit that 100 by 100 canvas onto a 6-foot crafting table at the retreat. So I decided to break this one out, and I just started on it last night, and I did not section this off. Now, I like to use release papers and section them off just because it gives you a clean area of where to stop. You know what I mean? But I'm all out of release papers. They're all occupied. And I didn't have time to order more. So I decided I'm just going to peel back the cover and work all mishy-moshy, willy-nilly, wherever the drills lead me. Like I used to do in the good old days. When I first started diamond painting, I never sectioned anything off. I didn't even, use washi tape and cut my release papers. I would just peel back the release paper and just go wherever the drills led me as far as, working in a section. And so that's what I'm doing with this bad boy. I don't know how that's going to work out for me. I kind of have become dependent on the release papers. I find that it gives me a goal. Like I know that one 4x6 release paper takes me about, depending on the confetti level, 2 to 3 hours to get done. So I can kind of budget my time a little bit better when I use the release papers. And then it also just provides clearer lines, clearer delineation of it. Just, I don't know, it's easier to break it up into chunks. I don't know how else to describe it. I know I was talking to Sue, and she says, I don't understand why everybody sections things off. I don't understand that. And I think that either you have, I think it might be a right brain, left brain kind of thing, where either, you think that in that way where you want to, have everything broken up into smaller chunks, or you don't, or you think in the big picture. And I think, everybody's different, and however you do it is the right way for you. There's no right or wrong when it comes to crafting. I always say that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is people who tell you there's a wrong way to craft. No matter what the craft is that you're doing, you do it your way. It's your supplies, it's your money, it's your time, and they're your results. So if you decide to, cross stitch backwards and upside down, starting in the far right corner instead of in the middle, you know what? You go ahead and do you. I have a low tolerance for people who are bossy and judgmental when it comes to doing the right thing when it comes to crafting. So I don't know why I got off on that little tangent, but anywho, so yes, so I'm super excited. I can't believe it has been a year already since we have been to the Lone Star Retreat. Maddie and I are going together. I'm going to leave my house at about 2 o'clock this morning, or tomorrow morning, actually. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I will leave to go pick Maddie up. She lives in Detroit, so it takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get down there, depending on traffic. There shouldn't be any traffic in the middle of the night. So should be about an hour and a half to get down to Maddie, and then from Maddie's, we are about 12 to 13 hours away from the retreat. And it is called the Lone Star Retreat, but the venue for this year is in Missouri. So we're going to Hamilton, Missouri, and it's about 12 to 13 hours away of a drive for us. So the retreat starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow and runs through Sunday. And I'm so excited. I'm excited to see friends that I've made last year and at the other retreats, and I'm excited for the food because I thought they had really good food last year. But I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to be able to eat. I'm still on only soft foods. So after my tooth removal, and so I'm not sure how much of it I'll be able to eat. I am going to take my own soft foods so that I don't starve to death, just in case there's a lot of crunchy stuff that I won't be able to eat. So that's gonna suck, watching everybody else eat all this good food and I'm stuck eating Jello and applesauce. So hopefully there'll be, maybe a baked potato bar or pasta or something like that that's on the softer side that I can take part into, and hopefully maybe some desserts will be soft enough that I'll be able to eat them. But yeah, so we're going to, I was hoping that we would be able to see some fall colors on our trip, on our road trip. But being that we are going to be traveling, well, a good portion of it, we're going to be traveling in the dark, we might miss out on some colors. I'm not sure how that works. I'm in Michigan, and so I would think that as far as the leaves turning, we're probably right up there in the beginning of leaves turning, and maybe the farther south and west we go, maybe they won't be as colorful. But I've got my hopes up. I've got my hopes up that we'll see some fall color. I have not been out of the house because of my surgeries. I have not been out of the house in over a month. So, except to go to the doctor and the dentist. So it is going to be nice for me to get out of the house. I'm not looking forward to the car drive, to all the sitting. But I've got cushions and pillows, and Maddie has graciously offered to do the bulk of the driving, so I'll be able to lie down if I need to. Now, last year when we went, we did a very, very long car vlog on our way home. And we had the best time doing that. We really had so much fun doing that car vlog. So we're going to do that again this year. So keep your eye out for that. I don't know if we will. I probably won't publish it until, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll be able to publish it while we're there, and, or maybe I'll save it up and do it all as one after the trip is over with. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm super excited to do that because we had a really, really good time with that. I think it was like 3 hours worth of vlogging that we did last year. And it was fun. It was really a lot of fun. All right, let's find a new color here. I'm looking for H. Today I'm using my, what are these called? Craftmates Lockables. And I love these things because I love how big the containers are. And, people have complained that they've had a problem with them dropping and opening. And I swear I could throw these suckers against the wall and they wouldn't open. My only complaint about the Craftmates Lockables is when you're pouring, and that's why you use a scoop. I understand that. But I'm too lazy for that, and I'm too messy to not lose a scoop. But when you pour them out, some of them get stuck in this little hole right here. So it's not that big of a deal. You just tap them and they fall through. But that kind of is a little bit of a pain with these. That's my only complaint about the Craftmates Lockables. Other than that, I absolutely love them. They're one of my favorite storage types. I'd say second only to my little pill containers, which nobody likes. But I think I'm the only one in the world who likes them. But I love them. They're my favorite. They're definitely my favorite. And I've showed them multiple times. They're just these 56 grid little, but they're little guys, you know, they're just little guys. So a lot of times I have to put more than one color, or use more than one compartment per color if I have a lot of one color. But I don't mind that. I really don't, because I love how the trays are so nice and stackable and portable, because I move around quite a bit between my craft room and my living room and my recliner, and they're just perfect. They're just nice and compact for storage and moving around. I've got a huge pile of them because you guys know I have over 50 kitted up projects. So I've got, they stack really nice and easily. And so I really like those. So we are, what was I going to say? We are also just getting done celebrating Nate's 14th birthday. I cannot believe that he is 14 years old already. And I don't know, I think I've probably told the story on my channel, but if I have, it's been a really long time, so I'll tell it again. The story of Nate's existence. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to get into all that. But the way that Nate actually came about is a very interesting story. So I was married before my husband, Jeff. I was actually married to another man named Jeff, which is interesting. And we had 2 children. We had Emily and Madeline. Emily's my oldest daughter. She's 28. And Madeline is my youngest. She's the one who goes to all the retreats with me and crafts with me. She just turned 25. And after I had Madeline, we decided that we were done having children, and I had my tubes tied. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, that marriage did not last, and we ended up getting divorced. Shortly after, well, not shortly after, maybe about a year and a half after, I met my current husband, Jeff. And we started dating, and about a year later, we moved in together, and we, you know, everything was wonderful. He had never been married before and did not have any children. And I don't know, I suspect that was a little bit of a factor in us not getting married sooner than we did. But after about 5 years of being together, we finally got married. And yes, it was one of those, all right, look, bud, either you marry me or I'm out. Like, I've had enough of this dilly-dallying around. Either this is going to be a forever thing and you're going to commit to it, or I'm going to move on, kind of thing. So, so did I force my husband to marry me? I guess I kind of did. I mean, it was still his choice, but he made the right choice. So we got married, and about a year after we got married, we started talking about the potential to have a child together. Now, don't get me wrong, he absolutely loves my girls and has always been like a father to them. He's coached their teams. He's been to every, you know, sporting event and dance recital and all of that stuff. You know, he's very much a part of their lives. He walked Emily down the aisle when she got married along with her father. And I'm assuming that he will do the same with Maddie when Maddie gets married. But he didn't have any, you know, biological children. So we started talking about that, and we decided to look into what our options were. for potentially having a child of our own. So we looked into in vitro. We went and did the testing that, for him and for me, just to see, what my eggs were like and what his swimmers were like, and, make sure that we would have success. The one thing that scared us about in vitro was the potential for multiples. Now, we are not, we are just average working class people, middle class, normal household. And we were both a little bit on the older side and already had 2 kids who were then 10 and 13. And so we're already, starting over. And the idea of having multiples was just not something that economically we thought that we could handle, nor was it something that physically we thought that we were going to be ready for. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't that the idea of having more than one child together, because that was always a part of the plan, was to have not just have one, but we didn't want to have more than one at the same time. So just the idea of multiples and the success rate were something where in vitro just wasn't looking like it was our avenue to take. So I started doing a little bit more research, and I found out about tubal reversal surgery. Apparently you can, and I did, you can have your tubal ligation reversed. Now, the success rates for that are very fluctuating. It depends. It's very individual, and they can, there's not as big of a success rate with that as there is for, say, in vitro. I don't know if, and we're talking now 15 years ago, so things may have changed as, technology and procedures have improved over the years. I don't know. I don't stay up on it anymore. But, so we looked into that, and I found that the pioneering doctor at the time was, a doctor named Dr. Levine, and he was at the Jewish hospital in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky. So we did the research, and of course that was not something that insurance would pay any part of, fertility treatments of any kind. So we're talking about completely out of pocket expenses for the procedure. And that would have been the case with in vitro as well. So we looked into it, and it was going to be doable. And so we went ahead and scheduled that surgery. Well, I had the surgery, and it was a pretty invasive surgery. I have probably a that wide of a scar on my abdomen, horizontally, but on my, at my bikini line. They were only able to repair one of my fallopian tubes. The other one was too damaged, or was not able to be reconnected from the tubal ligation. So that meant that I was only fertile every other month, because you alternate, women alternate months. They ovulate from one ovary or the other every other month. So that meant that I was only going to be fertile every other month. So we were prepared for it to take some time. But after a little more than a year of trying, we decided to seek some assistance, because nothing was happening. Despite, we were doing everything, I was ovulation testing and You know, we were making sure that we were doing everything, you know, that we could to, as far as timing and things like that, to try to conceive, and it just wasn't happening. So we went back to the Jewish hospital in Kentucky, and again, we live in Michigan, so that was an 8-hour car trip for us every time we had to go down there. And we and talk about an uncomfortable drive. We did stay at the hospital for 2 days after my surgery, but then we had to make that long car trip home, after having just had abdominal surgery, you know, 2 days prior. And so that was something that was painful. That was painful. I've never, you know, people complain about a lot about Michigan's roads, because we do have some terrible roads. And I complained a lot about Michigan's bumpy roads when we were on that car trip, let me tell you that. But anyway, so we went back a little over a year later, and had a procedure done where they kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm going to describe it very crudely. Kind of roto-rootered the fallopian tube. Kind of, I think they blew air through it to kind of make sure that it was open. And what had happened apparently was scar tissue had formed. So, you know, nothing was getting through there. So when they did this procedure, it kind of opened everything up in the tube. And I conceived very shortly after that, is when I got pregnant for Nate. And so the story of his birth is a little bit, you know, a little extra special, just because we tried so hard to have him. We did, after, you know, I think when he was about a year old, we decided that we would like for him to have a brother or a sister that was his, you know, close to his age, because the girls were then 11 and 14 when Nate was born. So, you know, poor Nate, he has had a little bit of an interesting childhood, in that when he was a very young child, he had siblings. Well, then his sisters grew up and moved out of the house. So all of a sudden, when he was about, you know, and it was actually very traumatic for him emotionally. When he was about, well, geez, how old would he have been? 4 when Emily left, and 6 when Maddie left the house. So it was traumatic for him, because at ages 4 and 6, he essentially lost both of his sisters, because they grew up and went away to college. And so that was a really difficult time for him, and you know, he struggled with it. He struggled with it for a couple of years, I'd say. You know, and he's over it now, and now that he's a bit older, him and his sisters are very close. And I think as they grow into adulthood, they'll continue to be close. But it was a hard time for him to go from, you know, having a family to being an only child, essentially. So that's basically what he is now. But if you asked him now, he would say that he's glad he's an only child. I mean, not, you know what I mean. He's not an only child, but he's glad he doesn't have any younger brothers or sisters, because then he would have to share. And he's not all about that. So, yeah, so he just celebrated his 14th birthday, and I can't believe that it's been 14 years. It just seems like the time has flown by, and next thing I know, he's going to be driving, and that scares the pants off of me. But you know, I've been through it twice before. It'll be fine. And he does still have his girlfriend, who we're calling a friend. Sam is still in the picture. She rode her bike. She lives a couple of miles away. she rode her bike over yesterday and to see him, which I thought was adorable. And so they hang out together about once a week. She comes over here or he goes over there. And it's really kind of sad. I feel really kind of bad for her. She lost her mother. She lives with her grandparents. She lost her mother. Her mother passed away. And I just feel so terrible for her to have lost her mother at such a young age. And she doesn't really, I don't know the details. I haven't, it seems like she doesn't want to talk about it. So I've never really pushed the issue with her. I don't know her well enough. You know what I mean? So I figure, at her comfort level and over time, maybe she'll feel a little bit better about opening up about it. But I feel so bad for her to have lost her mother at such a young age. Terrible, terrible thing. But she's a sweet girl. She's very nice, and her and Nate get along famously. It's like they're two peas in a pod. They just really complement each other's personalities quite well. So, I know that he's young, and I never, ever would have allowed my daughters to have a boyfriend at this age. Never, ever in a million years would I have allowed that. I was much, much, much more strict with the girls than what I am with Nate. Now, I don't know if that's because he's a boy, or I don't know if it's because I have become a little bit more relaxed as I've gotten older. I'm not sure. Maybe it's probably a combination of the two, to be honest with you. But yeah, the girls give me grief because they're like, Mom, you never would have let that happen. You never would have let us have a friend who was a boy come over when we were 14. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have. Different times, different situation. So that's kind of funny. It's a little bit funny. Oh, other exciting news. So, geez, you guys got more than you bargained for today. You got a full personal story. The other exciting thing, and I will put the link to this in the description tab of this video, is I did have mentioned before, but I haven't ever made like an official announcement. I've been asked to join the committee for the Great Lakes Escape Retreat. So I'm now a member of the planning committee for the Great Lakes Escape Retreat, which takes place next year on June, I believe it's June 29th. No, June 31st to July 2nd. It's the weekend before the 4th. And the dates are on the registration form. But it is currently open to public registration. There were 40 spots that had been reserved for alumni. And so alumni registration took place first, but now the registration is open to the public. So if you are interested in attending, it takes place in Ohio at a venue called Sauter Village. It is about a half hour west of Toledo, Ohio. And it is a hotel, like convention center type of venue, which is really nice because you have a private room. Well, you share with one other person, but you have a regular hotel room. Other retreats that I've been to in the past, you are sharing a room with, the first Michigan retreat, I think I shared a room with 8 other ladies. But a lot of the times, retreat venues are set up so that you're sharing a room with, 4 or 5 other individuals. But this one is, like I said, it's a hotel convention center. type of venue. So you have the luxury of having just a 2-person hotel room, which, you know, I've got to say, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this lately. Actually, anyways, I'm going to get back to that. So if you're interested, fill out the form. There's a Google Doc form in the description tab of this video. And there will be, it's not first come, first serve. It is open registration until the 29th of October. And then after that, there will be a random lottery to choose the 10 spots, to choose the people for the 10 spots. And then after that, you will have 48 hours to pay your deposit. And then the payment schedule is also on the linked Google document of when payments are due. The total cost is $425. That includes your hotel room, all of your meals, an awesome swag bag. I'm telling you, the thing is just chock full of cool crafting supplies, door prize, and a t-shirt, and limitless good times. It's really, really a fabulous, fabulous event. This will be the 3rd year for the retreat, and it'll also be my 3rd year attending. I've been lucky enough to be able to go for all of the times that it's been held, and it's just an amazing time. Amazing time. I guarantee you'll have fun if you come. So if you're interested in that, yeah, you know, please fill out that registration form, and hopefully, you know, you will get chosen. Now, if you do register and your name is not picked through the lottery system, you will go on a wait list. And just from past experience, you definitely still have a chance to be able to go because of cancellations. You know, things happen in people's lives, and unforeseen circumstances arise, and people need to cancel. So there's, just because you know, you don't get picked right away at the first time, does not necessarily mean that, you know, you wouldn't be able to go. So your name will go on a wait list. So that's all I got to say about that. But what I was started to talk about is, I was kind of debating the merits and the bad things of the different types of retreats that I've been to. Now, I've been to, like, the first Michigan retreat, I was in a room with I shared a room with 8 other ladies. Or maybe it was 8 of us total, and it was 7 others. I don't remember. 7 or 8 other ladies. And at first, and you know, you might hear that and think, ew, that's weird. You're sharing a room with strangers. Well, what's so interesting about it is, it was a house type venue, meaning it was like just a very big house that was cut up into several rooms. I believe there were 35, maybe 45. I can't be sure of the number of participants in that first year of the Michigan retreat. And so there were enough bedrooms that everybody, through sharing, it was a 3-story house, everybody fit, you know. And then there were, actually it was a little bit separated. There were 2 large crafting rooms that everybody was in. And, you know, at first I was like, wow, this is a little bit odd. I have to share a room with, you know, complete strangers. I don't know how I feel about this. But after about the first 3 hours, those complete strangers were just new friends. I mean, we were basically living together. We were having meals together in the kitchen. We were crafting together in the craft room. We were doing activities together. There were classes together. And, you know, it just became like a large family. It really, really did. There was just so much camaraderie, and you know, and it helps that everybody was of like interests. You know, everybody was a crafter, so that gave us all something that we had in common right off the bat. And it was, you know, almost immediately it was like we had all known each other for, you know, forever. So that wasn't too bad. So then the second retreat that I went to was last year's Lone Star retreat. And that also took place in Missouri at the same venue. And that is set up slightly different. There's you share a room with 3 or 4 other people, so there's 4 to 5 people per room, but that room is connected at the back via a living area and bathrooms to the room next to you, where there's also 4 to 5 people. So those 8 to 10 people are sharing 4 bathrooms. I think there were 4 bathrooms, if I remember correctly. I'll find out tomorrow, right? And so that was a little bit, and then the craft room was in a separate building, but very, very close. It was about 10 steps to get to the other building, to get to the crafting area. So that was, you know, the same but different. And then the third retreat that I went to was the Texas mini retreat, and that was held in Texas last February. And that retreat was a little bit different even still. It was a building that had been built for the sole purpose of crafting retreats. And so it had one big common area craft room. And then in the same building, there were bedrooms. And each bedroom had 4 beds. So you had 3 roommates. And then I think 2 rooms shared a bathroom, is how that worked out. And so, and it was all in the same building. You didn't have to go outside to go to the crafting area. So that was a little bit different yet. So then last year, the Great Lakes Escape Retreat, that was held at the same hotel and conference center as it's being held this year. And so it's exactly as you would imagine. It's a hotel environment, and then, you know, you have to walk to the conference area, to the crafting room, you know, and it's all in one building. And I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it. On one hand, it is really, really nice to have, I don't want to say a safe space, but a private space to go to kind of chill and unwind and relax and let loose and, you know, just kind of have that privacy. On the other hand, I was a little bit shocked that I kind of missed the camaraderie of being all living together. I kind of missed that. And I was surprised by that, because you would think that, you know, a hotel room environment type setup would definitely be preferable to like a dorm type setup. But I found that I kind of missed it in an odd way. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both. Oh, was I just doing the wrong? You guys, I think I just put a bunch of drills on the wrong color. In fact, I'm sure of it. Did I really? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, goodness. I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Did I? No. Well, if I didn't, they're very, very close in color. Let's see. Oh, I didn't. Oh, thank goodness. Well, I need to do a little bit better job of keeping track of what color I'm using. That's the one thing that is a little bit, and this is just a personal thing, but with these Craftmates Lockables, because you don't want to leave it open while you're working, well, a lot of times I forget which one I'm working on, and put them back in the wrong container. So you know what I should do is take a little piece of washi tape and put it on, just stick it to the top of whatever one I'm working on. I think I'm going to do that from now on, because that would be terrible. Well, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I don't want to be putting drills in the wrong spot. That's no fun. That's no fun at all. So like I said, I've missed you guys a ton. What have you been up to? What has been going on in your world? I know that I've been, like I said, I've been gone forever. I really, really thought I was going to feel a lot better sooner than I did. I never would have imagined that this would have been, sorry you guys, I'm looking for a drill color while I'm talking. I never would have imagined that this would have been as traumatic of an experience as it has been. Let me just tell you all a little bit about my tooth experience. So, and then I'll let you guys go, because I've been jibber jabbing for long enough. And I have to tell you this too. Guess what? Am I ready? Okay, I'm leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's now like what, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning of the day before, or you might as well say the day of. I have not packed a darn thing. Well, first of all, I needed to do laundry because I'm taking only lounge clothes, and I've been living in lounge clothes since my surgery. So I needed to make sure that all my lounge clothes were clean. So I waited until the last minute, and so I could do just, one big load of laundry and get everything clean at the same time. And then I've been having a heck of a time trying to decide what crafts I want to take, because you know how I am. I've got a million projects going at the same time. So trying to narrow that down, and I literally work on, and I've told you guys this before, I work on probably 10 different projects every day. I don't sit and work on the same thing. I might crochet for 15 hours in a day. I'm not going to say that, but I'm working on different things. So to pare down my projects and try to choose, selectively choose just a few things to take so that I'm not packing, everything in the kitchen sink, is really difficult for me. So I've been having a heck of a time trying to decide what it is I'm going to take for projects for the retreat. So I need to do that, and like I said, I've got all my special food already set aside. Jeff hooked me up with that. But yeah, I'm not packed at all. So I've got to get this video out to you guys, and then I've got a few more videos that I need to make of diamond painting unboxings from budget companies. I've got about 5 of those I need to do. And so hopefully you should be seeing from me sporadically, even though I'm gone. You should be seeing a video. I'll try to post them every day, but I'm going to really just not put a lot of pressure on myself, and I'm just going to enjoy myself at the retreat. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It'll happen afterwards. I want to just kind of be present in the moment and enjoy what's going on in the moment, which is also why I won't be going live on Saturday, just because I don't want to take away from my experience that I'm having, you know, at the time. I want to fully be present in what I'm experiencing. You know, I've waited a long time for it, and waited a whole year. I've been waiting for this year since last year. It's a really fun retreat. It's filled with, you know, wonderful people. Marissa and Tammy and the whole group there, Michelle and Kim, they do an amazing job of putting it on. They have just super vendors and sponsors and swag and activities, and it's a really good time. So I'm really looking forward to it, as anybody would, I'm sure. So what else, where was I going? Oh, I was going to tell you guys about my teeth. Okay, so here's what happened. So they tell me that they're going to extract my teeth, and in the same visit they're going to give me temporary dentures. And those temporary dentures are going to last 6 months, because apparently 6 months is the amount of time that it takes for your mouth to fully recover from having all of your teeth pulled, which seems like a very long time. But now that I'm in the throes of it, I believe that, because I'm 3 weeks into the healing process right now, and it sometimes it feels like it was still yesterday. I'm still taking Motrin every 6 hours for swelling and for pain. I'm still on a completely soft food diet. I recently was able to eat some spaghetti that I cut up really finely. But other than that, I'm just on applesauce, Jello, pudding, and Boost, and protein drinks. Oh, and tomato soup. I can do tomatoes, you know, any you know, kind of cream, or any soup that doesn't have chunks in it. But and you would think I would have lost some weight, but when I went to the doctor for my recheck from my surgery last week, I haven't dropped a pound. I don't know how. I think it's because I haven't been active. You know what I mean? I've been just sitting and laying around. So, but you would think with not being able to eat like that I should have dropped at least a couple pounds, but no. Nope, I'm still right up there where I was the day I had my surgery. But you know what? I don't sweat weight too much. I'm not. It is what it is. I'm 5'5" and I weigh 173 pounds, and I'm not apologetic about it, and I'm not embarrassed of it anymore. And it is what it is. You know, would it be nice to be a bit smaller? Sure, of course it would, but I'm not going to live my life stressing about it. It's just not worth it to me. So, anyways, so I get all my teeth. So they made impressions the week before I had my teeth pulled, of my existing teeth. Now, I had several damaged and missing teeth going into this. So they made the impressions, and then I went back 2 weeks later, and they removed all of my teeth, and they put in these temporary dentures that I was supposed to have for 6 months. Well, guess what? They didn't fit. I couldn't even close my mouth. The bite was completely wrong. They were too big. They didn't fit. So they didn't want to send me out of there with nothing. So they ground down the tooth surface of these dentures so that I could at least close my mouth. Well, and they told me that they were going to have to remake the dentures, the temporary dentures. but they couldn't take new impressions because I had just had all my teeth pulled. So I had to leave with these ill-fitting, and when I say ill, they were impossible. I couldn't even wear them. Dentures, and I had to go back a week later and have new impressions taken. So I went back a week later, had new impressions taken, and was told to come back in a week to have bite impressions taken. So I go back in a week to have these bite impressions taken, still no teeth. And they tell me, oh, we don't have any dentists today. All of our dentists are out today. We're not going to be able to do it today. And I said, oh, no. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't work for me. I am going away to a retreat, and I need to have teeth. I'm not going there with no teeth. I'm just, I'm not doing it. I was told that this was going to happen. You need to make this happen. So they were able to set me up with a different office in a neighboring city. And I went there and had the impressions done and the second set of impressions done. And they were able to get the new temporary dentures made. And I went and picked those up yesterday. Well, I put them in my mouth and I look like Mr. Ed. They are so, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I burst into tears right in the office. And the lady's like, but they look fine. They look fine. They look normal. They don't look bad. And I don't look like me. The top teeth are jutting forward, and I can't, my lips don't even close around the teeth. They look terrible. Even I can't, so I thought to myself, okay, Angie, maybe you're overreacting. Maybe they don't look that bad. Maybe she's right. Maybe they look fine. And I'm just having this response because I'm so used to seeing myself without any teeth. And, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. So I come home and I wear them all day. And then I think, maybe my lip will relax and kind of naturally come down to cover the teeth. And so I wear them all day, and Jeff comes home from work and he confirms for me that they look terrible. So, not to mention the fact that I still have I still have exposed jawbone from the tooth extraction down at the bottom of my back molars. And that rubbing against the denture is causing my causing bleeding and pain. It hurts like a mother. It hurts so bad. And so here I am 3 weeks now, and I still have no teeth. And I was so very, very, very upset about this, and I'm still very upset about it. I almost canceled going to the retreat out of embarrassment, but then I decided, you know what? People are loving and forgiving, and generally people are good. If anybody wants to tease me or make fun of me about it, then they're low, petty people. And I just have to, so I'm going into this with the expectation that, the people that I'm going to be around are friends, and they're not going to judge me, and, they're going to understand, because I am not going to put myself through 4 days worth of bleeding gums and pain and misery of forcing myself to have these things in my mouth, just out of pride. You know what I mean? Out of, you know, being too proud to not wear them. So I've decided that I'm going for comfort. I'm going to wear them when I can, you know, obviously for pictures. I'll wear them. Um, you know, I'm going to wear them as much as I can, but I'm not going to force myself into misery. Um, and if I need to take them out, I'm just going to have to be toothless, and hopefully people will be nice about it. And I have no doubt, I mean, the people that are going, I have no doubt that everybody will be nice about it. It's just, you know, it's just it's a self-confidence thing. You don't imagine going somewhere in public with 50 other people and not having any teeth. It's a hard thing to mentally deal with. So that's my tooth story, my ongoing saga of the dentures. At this point, if I had it to do it all over again, at this point, I wouldn't do it. I don't know what I would have done because my teeth were decayed and missing and cracked and chipped. You know, maybe I would have tried to carry on a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know. But at this point, I regret it. I'm just, you know, being honest. At this point, I really regret it. I hope that it'll get better. I gotta believe that it can only get better from here. But at this point, it sucks. But anyway, so that I hate to end on a negative note, but hopefully you guys will participate in the Big Bold Beautiful event. And also, you know, be sure to check your calendars and check out that Google Doc and see if you can come to the retreat. That would be awesome. Love to meet some of you, all of you. I'd love to meet any of you. And yeah, have a great weekend. I know it's only Wednesday, but you know, my weekend's about to start. Have a great weekend, and I have got to go get busy packing. Yes, got to go get busy packing. All right, you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Look forward to that road trip video. It's coming. All right, see you soon. Bye, guys.